Hey, this is Matt Keller with Blue Ice Aviation. We've completed the Glacier Hut, which was a remote build in the Chugach Mountains of Alaska. And what you're watching is episode number 13 in a series of videos where I'm trying to tell that whole story. This vacation rental is now available to the general public for anybody that wants a comfortable Alaskan adventure in an absolutely beautiful setting in the Chugach Mountains. So if you want more information, click the link below. Let's go dig a hole. This is the episode that shows digging a hole for the foundation. So whenever you really challenging. So I think we left off like on May 5th. Whenever I'm sitting here in my hangar making a video like I am right now, it's because I'm trying to fill in gaps. Because when I was up there on the mountain building, I didn't always stop and set up the camera. I think I last filmed in really early May, and like May 5th or something, maybe May 11th, and I was in there digging snow. I didn't go in to the hut anymore during the month of May. So now we're gonna pick up the story in early June. Because you know that I'm building on top of this glacial moraine. The lumber's all piled right up on top. And as the snow melted away, I'm afraid that lumber might have sloughed. And the worst case scenario would be that it actually fell down off the glacial moraine, all the way down to the glacier. That would be unfortunate. And then we're gonna start digging. So that's this video. Checking out the lumber pile and digging. That's pretty wet and gushy. You worry about the propeller a little bit. Muddy like this. Rocks and stuff stick to the tires, and then it chucks material up here and goes through the propeller, and then I whine. I guess. Yep. Not ideal, but it's fine. There's no rocks, just makes a mess. That steepest part of the snow machine trail that I kept getting stuck on, that's this right here. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Ay ay ay. Ay ay ay. Ay ay. Ay 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 ay. Ay 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 ay. Shnikes. Whew. Could have done better. Could have done better. look at that. Wow. What a change a month can make. Did I forget a tape measure? I forgot a tape measure. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. It's gonna be a lot. I think it's time. I gotta stop here for a minute. And I gotta hit rewind. And I gotta go back before the airdropping of the lumber and before any of the other episodes and explain how it is that I ended up standing here in June of 2022 on a foundation that's partially dug, saying ay, ay, ay through stress while staring at piles of lumber and stuff like this. Like, how did I get to that place? Well, I have some like photos from before I had a GoPro and some iPhone footage and some stuff. So we're gonna back up and I'm gonna run through some of that old footage with my voice, you know, awkwardly being narrated and explaining the pictures, some of the backstory prior to me being here in June of 2022. Prior to 2019, I had been looking for a place to build my glacier hut. And then once I settled on this valley, I needed to find a place to land. It took me a while to get on the ground, but once I was there, it allowed me to haul in this lawnmower that I had modified by removing the front deck in between the two front tires. The lawnmower was used to cut down the low brush, and then I was able to bring in a wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow I carried up to the work site and quickly realized just how worthless this tool was, so I decided to bring in a bulldozer. His name is Dave Rector, and he is my brother-in-law. He was a huge help. After the bulldozer, I brought in my dad. His days of bulldozing are over, but he's really good with a tape measure, and he also helped me think through the foundation. Here we are at the building site. 28 by 16. Big mountain right here. There's the runway. It's a pretty big ditch we're trying to span. You can see here if you go down low. Not totally sure how we're going to do this foundation yet, but we got some good ideas. And then floor level will be about right here. Just a really great view. Oh, and look, there's a black bear. My finger. You can't see it. I can see it. 2 black bears. This first phase, what we had to do was get all this vegetation off the top. And so my daughter Allie and I went out there one day and just started peeling back that top layer. After a full day and some blisters on our hands, I rounded up my buddy Chris, and he came out with his kids. So now we had, 4 kids and 2 adults out there, and we worked. We had to take all that sod and carry it load by load over to a low spot because I didn't want to disturb the natural vegetation in the area at all. I wanted it to be as natural as possible. And so we would cut lines with the Pulaski. I'd cut lines down it's probably only 4 to 6 inches of that topsoil organic material stuff that I wanted to get rid of. We'd cut lines and then we'd roll. And we'd roll that sod up and put it on this tarp that I spanned between a couple of 2x4s, and then that's how we'd carry it out of here, like a big old stretcher. The reason you got to get the organics out of there is because over time, of course, that is going to completely rot and go away. And so if you build on top of that and your house settles. After the topsoil was removed, it was time to start digging. So I would trade fly-out black bear hunts to friends that knew how to use a number 2 shovel. And then another year went by. And that should explain how I ended up standing alongside a partially dug hole. Back to the story, 2022. Don't blame me. I warned you, this episode was stacking lumber and digging a hole. Not exactly riveting. I'm trying to level this. Tomorrow bring in some young guns that are gonna dig for a couple of days here. This ground is a little softer than I'd like, and I might need to get a compactor in here. I probably should. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot. Whew. We got our work cut out for us. Let's get this party started. Right after I go eat lunch. After digging in the Grand Canyon up there, I look at a flat spot like this and question everything. Clear. Oh, it's still recording. Well, there we were, June of 2022, still trying to get a flat spot to start framing on. This was not the intention. I had hoped to have this done the fall prior, but best laid plans. Fortunately, Elias and Kate were able on short notice to come and help me out. All right, here, this is video. Yeah, there we go. Elias and Kate done dug a hole. It's a pretty big bank though, eh? Might be sloughing down on us. When Elias said he was bringing a girl out with him to help him dig for a couple of days,
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical. But those two, for 2 days, just dug and dug and dug, and we got her done. It was amazing. These two are just awesome. Not enough to car. And we come down. This is what we did. This is what they did. We kind of left this high because it keeps sloughing off. You can see the string. And you can see this string. But I think it's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna work. Good thing they're young and tough. Work their buns off.
And one more thing. These are Pam's carrots. They're grown here locally in Palmer. Pam's carrots. They don't pay me. I just really like their carrots.